Oh boy, oh boy, boy, boy. Man, fantastic. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Love when my team gets embarrassed like that. Just just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. What's going on, everybody? Give me a second here as I prepare myself. Ooh, man. Oh boy. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. This is a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Ravens fan, we're back, man. We're back. We're back to where we've been for most of our time being a franchise. We being a contender for a Super Bowl, being like a legit Super Bowl contender. We've never really been that. We've always been that team that circled around the basement and clawed our way up and was the underdog and somehow managed to pull off a miracle. That's what we've been. That's how our franchise has been. So what else is new? There's nothing to be mad about. We're just used to this right now. This is what the Ravens are, man. This is what the Ravens are. We're back to that pre MVP Lamar type season. We're back to like 2017. We're back to 2017. This team has no heart. They got no passion. We're back, guys. We are back. Back. We're home. We are home. We are home right where we need it to be. I saw this coming from a mile away. I'm sitting here watching this game, and I just know what's gonna happen. I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is playing out like a movie. Like, am I watching the 2017 Ravens? They've done this time and time and time and time again. You're up by like 8 or 9 points, maybe you're up 10 points. We have a lead. Everything's going great. The defense even makes a stop. They make a stop. They get you the ball back. All you got to do, manage the clock, run the football, get this W. Instead, out of nowhere, let's take a shot downfield. That's perfectly going to work. Picked off. No question. Man, Flacco used to do that all the time. I'm not shocked to see that. Next thing you know, Titans get the ball, they put up points. Offense comes out. What do? They come out flat. They don't do anything. They hand the ball right back to the opponent's offense. And that offense just marches down the field and scores a touchdown. Now, we don't always go to overtime, but either our offense just chokes in the 2 minute offense or we end up throwing a pick to end the game. That's what Flacco used to do all the time. We don't really like pre-Super Bowl, we were somewhat good in those situations. Post-Super Bowl, oh man, we blew those situations all the time. We blew those situations all the time. Ha! Fantastic. We blew those situations all the time. We're back to that. We're back to that. Either defense will choke at the last second when they've played relatively solid, or we'll just choke on offense and throw a pick to end the game. This is what the Ravens have been. Post-Super Bowl, this is the Ravens we've expected to see. Last year was actually kind of a surprise to us. We didn't expect to be that great. This is what we are, man. Embarrassment. Everybody today looked pathetic. Lamar Jackson looked like 2017 Joe Flacco, just throwing the ball down the field for no reason, just to get picked off. Our receivers once again disappoint. I mean, Andrews, he did his thing here and there. He even caught that touchdown pass. So I guess he gets a slide today for actually doing something. But for the most part, that wide receiving core was terrible. Des Bryant, I like he got involved. That third catch he had, that kind of where he started making that move towards the sideline and stayed in bounds, that shows we could use him. We could use him. But, we're not going to do that. It's time to go, bro. It's time. It's time for changes, man. Offensive line, what else is new? What else is new? Oh, my God. Not being able to protect Lamar Jackson, give him time. Same old, same old. To be fair, they did give him time on the interception. So what else is new? But for the most part, now when you need the offensive line to show up, they don't. They just don't. This is what they are, man. Wow. I'm so happy we're back to being what we were beforehand. Oh, man. Greg Roman. Matter of fact, it ain't even just Greg Roman anymore. I think it's time for like A lot of people got to go. Greg Roman, number one, you've got to go. Okay. We gave you a chance. It's over, bro. You're done. This team may be done in terms of winning a Super Bowl. You got to pack your bags and get out of Baltimore. You're done, Greg Roman. Please do us a favor and just resign. Please do us a favor and resign. Just go. Just go, Greg Roman. Just go. Not only that, I need the wide receiving coaches. Get out. Get out. You don't know how to do anything. Get out. You can go alongside Roman. I need this receiving coaches. I need all of you gone. If it's more than one, y'all all need to go. The receiving coach, get out. You're not doing your job. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything at all. Leave. Leave. Because these receivers, what do they have talent on? We can't develop them. Get out, receiving coach. And matter of fact, depending on how the situation goes moving forward, James Urban, quarterback coach, I need you to leave too. It's year 3, and Lamar Jackson is making mistakes like this. I mean, he's just at times he's making bad mistakes, overthrowing his guys, just making bad decisions with the football. Where's the development? Year 3 is supposed to be that special year where you kind of take that next step. It's supposed to be a slow progress. From what we saw last year, we expected Lamar Jackson to be much of the same of that, but be able to take that next step. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's David Culley for the wide receiver. Okay, he needs to go. He needs to go alongside Roman. Get out. He hasn't done anything with these receivers. We can't develop receivers. We can't scout receivers. Get out. You and Greg Roman both leave. James Urban, you might as well head out too. You're not doing anything with Lamar. You're not doing anything with Lamar. Year 3, and this man's playing like he's got talent. The man has talent that you cannot teach. And he's coachable, and he works hard. He is not perfect. He needs to improve. But where are the coaches that can help this man improve? What has Urban done in this 3 years with Lamar? Why is he still looking like this? Get out. Get out. Get out. James Urban, David Culley, Greg Roman, get out. Receivers, man, you guys, man. Hollywood Brown, we saw watching AJ Brown dominate like that really makes us look like we look back at that. We took the wrong Brown in the draft. We really did take the wrong Brown in the draft. This is pathetic, man. This is defense. Before I get back to office, defense. I don't know how much of us can actually hate on defense. I'm not surprised to see I think all of us coming into this game understood that we were not going to be able to stop um, Derrick Henry. We knew we weren't going to be able to slow him down for the most part because we didn't have our main guys with Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams. So they did okay for the most part. And honestly, overtime should have never happened, but they did okay for the most part. But still, man, it was still bad. Marlon Humphrey, it was one of the rare few games, man. He just did not show up, and he played like trash. He just played terrible. Marcus Peters, you continue to fail us, my friend. If you're not getting picks, what are you doing right? You can't tackle. You can't. You're always biting to try to get the ball, and then you give up a big play. You can't cover well. You can't tackle at all. And you continue to bite because you're trying to go for the ball, and you end up giving up big plays. Kansas City didn't know about this. That's why they got rid of you early on. But yeah, Marcus Peters, you continue to be bad. Oh my God. Oh my God. Both your Pro Bowl corners were terrible today. Oh. Oh, and I know people are going to come after Patrick Queen, but Patrick Queen is a rookie. He did not play well today, but he's a rookie, folks. I'm not expecting a rookie to be able to slow down guys like Derrick Henry. You can't expect me to believe he's going to do that, man. Oh, man. Other than that, defense did the best they could. Your 2 best guys on your defensive front were not there. What am I supposed to do with that? They did the very best they could. Derek Wolfe was giving everything he got. That's the what? Matter of fact, we've been saying everyone got hurt. No. Derek Wolfe got hurt. He was out in that field making plays, doing everything he can to help this team, and they couldn't help him. That scene at the end of the game where Derek Wolfe is just on his knees on the field in complete disbelief, I felt for this man because he had heart. He's a Raven. That's an example of a Raven, man. He had heart. He fought back. He was doing the best he can to slow down Derrick Henry. But when his team needed him most, they were nowhere to be found. Derrick Henry just running in the end zone for a touchdown to end the game in overtime. Fantastic. Oh my God, I feel so bad for Derek Wolfe. Derek Wolfe had to be the leader of this defense. He did everything he could to pull these guys, and they disappointed him. They disappointed him. I feel for Derek Wolfe today because he gave everything he got on this defense, and the team failed him. Let's look at the few people that actually let's give some shout outs to a few people that actually did well today. Derek Wolfe, that's definitely one. I want to give credit to Derek Wolfe. J.K. Dobbins, they actually decided to be smart for once. By the way, Ravens, it's week 11. When are you going to put it in your brain that you need to stick with the back? Why is Ingram still getting carries at this point? On first down, Ingram's out there. For what? Stick to one guy. JK is your guy. Stick with him and just go with him. So yeah, shout out to Derek Wolfe. Shout out to J.K. Dobbins. They showed heart. They showed passion. They fought back. They did everything they could to help their team win. Let's look. What else? As always, Justin Tucker's always been perfect for the most part. He doesn't disappoint us. Same for Sam. Shout out to basically the special teams for not giving up a touchdown for them. Well, you know what? No. Let me give shout outs to Tucker and shout outs to Sam. Special teams getting beat on that fake punt. Y'all can't allow that to happen. And who was that got beat so bad to give it up? It was just terrible. Oh my God. Special teams as a whole did not do what they needed to do. Third person I want to shout out, Mark Andrews. He showed up today. We've been calling him out the last couple weeks. He showed out. It was Levine. Of course it was Levine. Oh my God. He got his ankles broken. Ah. But yeah, shout out to Wolf, shout out to JK, shout out to Mark Andrews for showing up on the offense. He caught that touchdown pass, that 31-yard touchdown pass. He did what he needed to do. Good job for him. He did have that bad offsides, and he did drop a pass. Well, no, I'm not even going to blame him. That was more Lamar throwing a bad ball than him actually catching it. I can't expect Andrews to catch one-handed passes every single time. So, yeah, other than that terrible offsides, Mark Andrews showed up. So these three guys, I want to give them a shout out. Obviously, Tucker and Sam, you guys did your job. Anybody else looking at the offense? No. Shout out to Dez Bryant. You know what? I'm going to say it. Shout out to Dez Bryant because he had that first drop, which, I mean, I don't even know how great the pass was. But after that, he recovered. He got a couple good passes, and he was really looking to get involved. Like, he wanted to get involved. We just weren't using him for the most part. So, yeah, shout out to Dez Bryant as well. Who else can I really give it up to? Prochet, shout out to Prochet because again, they rarely use him. And the one time I saw him out on the field, he caught the pass. So shout out to Prochet. I wish they would utilize him more because he's got the best hands on the team. But yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to Prochet. Let me see. Anyone else? Anyone else I could really give a shout out to? A lot of people in the chat trying to tell me to shout out to Lamar Jackson. I still got I got criticism to say about Lamar. I'll say shout out to Lamar in some cases because he made some plays and once again the offense failed him, but he does not get excused from this game. So I cannot completely give him a shout out. I'll say shout out to Lamar. You made some good throws, you made some good plays, but nah, he gonna have to get some smoke too. Who else? Who else do I give a shout out to? I'm really trying to look. I don't think there's anyone else. Wait, no. One more. Shout out to Malik Harrison. That man stopped. No, shout out to Malik Harrison because he made a stop. He made a stop on Derrick Henry where it was a ball past him and he just put him down. And then shout out to Deshaun Elliott for just the hit he put on Derrick Henry. He earned my respect. He popped this man. And shout out to Bowser as well because Bowser got that pick. So I'm looking at the defense, mostly defense. They did the best they can. So shout out to nearly everybody on the defense besides Humphrey, besides Marcus Peters, and maybe Patrick Queen. But Patrick Queen's a rookie, so we kind of give him that excuse. But yeah, forget. I can't even say the whole secondary because Elliott showed up. But for just our Pro Bowl corners, they don't count. Defensive front did the best they can. So shout out to a lot of players that showed heart today. I love what I saw from Deshaun Elliott, man. That pop he had on Derrick Henry, that's going to be on replay, man. That was nice. Okay, we're done with that. I got nothing to say for the coaches. There's nothing to shout you guys out for. You were terrible. I guess I can give a shout out to Wink Martindale for the nah. It was I don't even know if I can give a shout out to Wink Martindale for the most part. It's not like his play calling was bad, but like yeah, it wasn't enough. It was working with limited guys. So I guess you can give some credit to Wing Martindale. It's not like he was bad. He wasn't the reason we lost this game for the most part, even though we gave up that run in overtime. But we shouldn't have even been in overtime in the first place. But other than that, yeah, let's actually get into the problems. Okay, first things first. Greg Roman, your play calling today Your play calling today was somewhat frustrating. I understand you were trying something new. I'm not exactly mad at your play calling, but I'm mad how early on, in terms of the run game, like we weren't utilizing JK nearly as much. Now there are plenty of a couple of play calls that I just don't agree with, but it's not like Greg Roman was complete trash with this. It was just sometimes we were not actually calling good plays. Overall, if I'm gonna look at Greg Roman's play calling today, it was average. It was average to somewhat poor. But in terms of the interception on Lamar, that's not on Greg Roman. I mean, it's a one-on-one matchup. I can't put that on Greg Roman. Lamar's the one that threw the pass. After all, I don't know. For the most part, Greg Roman today didn't infuriate me as much as I wanted him to, but he still got to go. He still has to go because some of the play calls he had in this game, it's time to go, bro. You need to pack up with some of these plays you calling. Greg Roman, we challenged you for the offense, and I told you yesterday, if we lose this game and the offense is doing some of the same things, which they still were, that was costing us, which they did, and we end up losing this game, I need you to leave. So pack up. Pack your bags and get out of Baltimore. It's time. It's time, man. And I'm going to hold John Harbaugh to this because you got to get this team back. You need to fire this dude, okay? You need to fire him. You need to fire him. You need to fire him for the most part. Greg Roman, I need you to go. Next up, let's actually look more into the offense. Let's look at the running game. Running game wasn't that bad. It was actually spectacular with JK. Everyone else, not much. I mean, I don't even know why Ingram's still getting carries on first down. I don't know why Ingram's getting carries on first down. JK needs to be the back. Ravens, commit to a back that's going to be your number one back. Commit to him and move forward. JK is that guy. We've been saying it for weeks. JK is a stud. He should be your number one back. He needs to get the majority of the carries. He needs to be the guy that's in on first down. Stop trying to put Ingram in on first down. It's not working. He's slow. It's not working. Whether it's him having an extra year in age or maybe the injury, I don't know, but he ain't the Ingram that he was last year. JK needs to be our number one guy moving forward. No question. No question. As for the second, it's got to be Gus Edwards. But yeah, other than that, the run game for the most part was fine. The run game was fine because JK was doing his thing. He was going off. I'm like, feed him. Feed JK. He's our future. Feed him. But yeah, other than that, the run game was good for the most part. Receiving game. Dez Bryant, whenever he got the ball towards his way, he did what he needed to do. He did what he needed to do. I'll give him that. He did what he needed to do. Willie Snead didn't really have the big game he had in New England, but I'm not really going to sit back and criticize Willie Snead. It's not like he was terrible. It's just the ball wasn't going his way. It was going everywhere. It wasn't really going Willie Snead's way. Plus, when he needed to make catches, he made a nice catch for a first down. Willie Snead, you also get exempt for the most part. You didn't really do anything bad. Devin Duvernay, my friend. My friend, this was your one chance to show out. This was your one chance to show out, man. Lamar throws you that deep ball, which he should have never did. I don't even think that was going to get completed. At best, if Duvernay plays this right, he's gonna bat that ball down. I don't think it gets completed. Lamar throws a deep ball, and for some reason, Devin Duvernay slows down. Either he completely stops running or he just slows down for no reason. When you're on one-on-one coverage and your quarterback's throwing the ball deep, I don't know why he slowed down there. Not only that, but the play he made to try and bat the ball down, it was just terrible. Devin Duvernay today was not good. That was his chance to go off, and he was just not good. That was the only bad play Devin Duvernay showed me today. That was just bad. He need, at that point he has to keep running, man. As a receiver, you gotta keep running. You can't just slow down and stop. You're down the field. Why are you slowing down? Keep going. It seems like him and Lamar just weren't on point with that. He slowed down for some reason. Lamar was putting it up to try and get a 50-50 ball. He forced it to him, and Duvernay slowed down, shouldn't have slowed down, and then took a terrible angle to try to knock the ball down. If he doesn't slow down, for the most part, he has an opportunity to at least bat the ball down. I'm not sure that ball gets completed. I'm not sure that gets completed. But yeah, I'm not gonna be too hard on Devin Duvernay. We got to get him more involved. He and Lamar have little to no chemistry, so I'm not even surprised that actually happened. He would have had a good shot to catch it, but I don't think, for the most part, he would have been able to catch that. I thought it would probably be knocked down or an incompletion, but he should have slowed down. That wouldn't have been a pick if he didn't slow down. Lamar shouldn't have forced it at the same time, but it shouldn't have been a pick if he didn't slow down. Okay, who is next? Hmm. Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews caught the only touchdown pass of the day. That's nice. He made some plays. He also caught a nice pass downfield on 3rd and 13. That's also great. That's also great. On the 3rd down late in the game, he had an opportunity to catch. No, actually, before that, the false start. That's a negative. The false start on 3rd and 1, that's a severe negative. That was an important part of the game. Game wasn't over, but that was a crucial part of the game. Wasn't there. False start, bad on him, just terrible on him. Worst thing he did all day. That pretty much killed the momentum for the most part. But he did get open downfield when it was 3rd and 6. He did get open on 3rd and 6, had an opportunity, and Lamar missed him. So that false start he killed us, and that's the biggest negative he had. But at the same time, that 3rd and 6, Andrews had an opportunity to catch the ball. He was open. Lamar didn't get him the ball. Also, early in the game, Andrews had a touchdown. Lamar, instead of he just decided to float it. He didn't put it on Andrews. He decided to float it, and becomes an incompletion. So Andrews, for the most part, did what he needed to do today. But that false start was a killer. That's the worst thing he did on the field today. That false start was terrible. It was terrible. Moving forward, Miles Boykin, if he was even on the field, he was a ghost today. I don't even remember seeing Boykin on the field. If anybody remembers seeing Boykin on the field, tell me. But Boykin, he was a ghost today. I don't even remember him blocking for something. Boykin was a ghost today. There's nothing to talk about him. He was a flat-out ghost. I didn't see nothing from Boykin. Simple as that. I didn't see nothing on Boykin. Maybe he was on special teams. I didn't see Boykin for anything. So we got nothing to say about him. Prochet, I feel so bad for Prochet. We don't even utilize him nearly as much. We just keep him with the kick returning game. He's got the best hands on the squad, and we don't even utilize him in the pass game. He caught a pass. That's all I can say for Prochet. We don't use him. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And finally, let's get to the man of the hour. Mr. Hollywood Brown, the soldier himself. He really looked like a soldier today, man. Dropping open passes, not even doing what he needs to do, not really getting any separation. Hollywood was atrocious today. And it's funny. It's funny. Hollywood was just ghosted today. Maybe he caught a pass. I don't remember him. Maybe he did catch a pass for some. I don't remember him doing anything, man. Hollywood didn't do anything. He's supposed to be this guy, and he's not doing anything. He wants to sit back and talk about how you're going to have soldiers, but you ain't want to use them. Well, I mean, they used you on that 1st down pass, and you didn't do anything. You dropped the ball. It's interesting. He wants to talk about not being utilized. Then when they utilize him, you don't even catch the football. It was right in your hands. What was the excuse? Why'd you drop that pass, Hollywood? We're waiting for we're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting, Hollywood. Explain that. This is funny. Such a fall from grace. Hollywood fell from grace faster. In terms of in the fans' opinion of receivers, Hollywood fell tremendously far, man. The Ravens fan base lost faith in him quicker than they lost faith in Boykin. That says something, man. That says something. Oh my God, Hollywood. Hollywood. You failed everybody, man. You failed yourself. You failed this offense. You go on social media to complain about the situation, and you haven't done anything since. What has he done since that tweet? He hasn't done anything. Oh man, Hollywood Brown, truly embarrassing, man. You've fallen from grace. Offensive line. Um, Fluka was terrible. I don't want to get on anybody else, but I'm not the only one that saw the offensive line and said Fluka was terrible today. I have nothing to say about the offensive line as a whole dealing with injuries. They didn't play great as a unit today. But one person that just stood out that was just terrible was Fluker. I mean, he was trash. Makari did a good job, but Fluker was garbage. He didn't. Oh, you know when the offensive line isn't good. If somebody stands out as being bad from our offensive line, you know this guy's garbage. Fluker was straight up trash. Oh my God, he was trash. He was trash. Oh my God, Fluker. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. I got nothing to say about the offensive line. They didn't do a good job today. They did not do a good job today. The only reason one sack was given up was because Lamar was running for his life the whole day and was either getting out of bounds or throwing the ball. Simple as that. The one sack that ended up happening was because he didn't have any time to really get out and do anything, and they caught him. And that was an overtime, unfortunately. Penalties also killed the offense as well. We've already talked about some of those penalties as well. Definitely killed the offense, man. Definitely killed the offense. But last but not least, offensively, our main man, number 8, quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Where do I go with this today? Where do I go with this thing? Looking at the whole situation the man's dealing with on the offense, I can't expect him to be transcending or great. The offense itself isn't great, and I can't expect him to be fantastic every single week. That being said, I take some of the blame off Lamar Jackson, but I gotta hold him. He was not great today. He was not great today. He had great plays. He made a couple of great throws. Both of the best throws he's made in weeks. Both went to Andrews. One of them being a 31-yard touchdown. Beautiful by him. It was a beautiful throw to him, to Andrews. A beautiful pass. They got that touchdown. That was nice. That was nice. That was nice by him. Other than that, Lamar Jackson looked like 2017 Joe Flacco, minus the running. When it comes to running, Lamar's always going to be productive when it comes to making plays because he has the ability to run with the football. And he did a lot of that today, and he was effective a lot of points with his legs. He was doing what he was doing, man. He was productive. He was productive in terms of running the football. In terms of throwing the football, he made some plays. He made some plays. However, there was times where Lamar was not good. There was just some throws he made. He got to make those throws, man. The 3rd and 6 to Andrews, you got to make that, man. You got to make that. There were a couple of throws he made that were just bad. Not too much. It's to be expected, but a couple of them were not good. Secondly, Lamar continues to be reluctant to take the check down sometime. And I'm not always happy about taking check downs, but sometimes it's the big plays not there, man. And Lamar continues to wait. With an offensive line that's not going to hold, you cannot keep sitting back and trying to wait for the big plays. Every time we go on play action, Lamar's sitting there trying to wait for the big play to develop downfield. We don't have the receivers for that. We don't have the offensive line for that. Sometimes you have to be able to take the check down and make it 3rd and short. Make it 2nd and short. You can't always be looking for the big plays. Take the check down. In some cases, he did do that today, but he didn't do it nearly as much as he should have. There were guys open, man. I was seeing all throughout the game. I was like, okay, this guy's open. Instead, Lamar's trying to go deep. This guy's open. This guy's open. This guy's open. Take the check down. Take the check down. Take the check down. He's not taking the check down. That's something he needs to improve on. Disappointed him in that. He's got to be able to take the check down when it can't always be looking for the big play. The second thing he did poorly today. He overthought. He was overthinking the entire game. You have Mark Andrews open at the back of the end zone for a touchdown. A defender's march is coming towards him to try and make the stop. Lamar, he's open in the back of the end zone. Put the ball on him. Put the ball on him. Instead, Lamar overthinks it, and he sees, well, that defender's coming there. What if he's able to turn around? He might make a play for the ball. Might maybe pick it off. No, Lamar, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. If you would have put it on Andrews, that's a touchdown. It's not going to happen. If you put it on him, that is a touchdown. That is simply a touchdown, unless Andrews drops it. I don't know why you're upset. You almost beat us, dude. It's always we almost beat them. We almost beat the Steelers. We almost beat you. Almost beat these contending teams. It's not about almost beating. If you want to be able to compete for a championship, this is the type of game you gotta win. You were up by 8 in the fourth quarter. How do you blow an 8-point lead? We're a team when we have a lead in the fourth quarter, we run the football and kill the clock. It's not about, oh, you almost won. You almost beat them. Well, that's just like saying, well, you almost made the playoffs. Well, you almost won a playoff game. Well, you almost made it to the Super Bowl. That's not the same thing. It's not about almost winning. The point is, this was an important matchup for both teams. They knew that. You had a lead in the fourth quarter. You didn't do your job. So there's no, well, you almost beat us. You should have beat them. You didn't. Now you're 6-4. You're on the outside looking in for the most part. It's not looking good in terms of the playoffs. I don't care what the remainder of the schedule says. And everyone that's hoping, well, I mean, the rest of the end of the schedule, you got these lower teams. How much trust do you have in these guys actually winning those games? They're collapsing right now. How much trust do we have in them winning those type of games? We had all the faith in the world they were going to beat the Patriots, and then they lost. There's not a lot of trust in the Ravens right now, man. Not a lot of trust. But yeah, back to the touchdown that he missed of Andrew. Just put it on him. You're overthinking it, man. Put it on him. Put it on him. But that doesn't even compare to the worst play Lamar made of the day, the interception. Like I said, part of that has to do with Duvernay slowing down, but that ball should have never been thrown. We're up by 8. This is Ravens football. What are we? I know we're trying to get the deep ball going, and we're going to need that moving forward. But you're up by 8 against a Titans team that has Derrick Henry, and you know that your defense is struggling to stop the run. Even though they're doing a good job, they're getting tired. At some point, they're going to take off, which they did, and that cost us the game. Lamar, don't throw that ball down the field. Do not throw that ball down the field. Run the football, kill the clock, pick up first downs, and let's call it a day. He threw that ball one-on-one with Devin Duvernay, despite the fact they have little to no chemistry, that gets picked off. Why? Why would you throw that, Lamar? Why would you throw that, Lamar? The minute I saw that pick, I just flashed back to 2017. I've seen several moments where we would have momentum and Flacco would just throw a straight up punt. He would throw a punt in the air. He would throw a punt in the air, give the ball right back to the defense when we had momentum. That killed us. And we lost games because of that. A pure example wasn't even his fault. That was more Chris Moore's fault. Go look at the Cincinnati game from 2017. We had all the momentum coming out. We're marching down the field. Next thing you know, Chris Moore forgot how to catch a football. He fumbles it. He's just fumbling it in the air. It gets picked off and taken back. That kills momentum, bro. That kills the momentum. And it can end up costing you a game. You cannot be throwing picks like that, Lamar. Come on, man. I understand you want to get this deep ball to work so badly, but it's not there, G. It's not there. Take the check down. Take the check down or just run, man. Take off. One of the two. But don't just throw the ball down the field, man. Ah, man. That's basically the entire offense, man. I'm disappointed in everyone. As a whole, I'm disappointed in them. There were certain players that showed up. As a whole, I'm disappointed in the entire offense. You had an 8-point lead and you blew it. Defensively, the only two that needs to be talked about is Humphrey and Marcus Peters. Humphrey did not show up today. Humphrey did not show up today at all. He was embarrassing. He did not show up today. As for Marcus Peters, he's been doing this for weeks. He's been doing this for weeks. He's been doing this for weeks. So I'm not even surprised. With that being said, hey man, something's got to change. If this team honestly believes they're gonna be able to win a championship, they're delusional. This team right now is not winning a championship. The way they're playing right now, they're not winning a championship. That's a fairy tale. They're dreaming if they think they're getting to the Super Bowl this season with the way this team's playing. Something's got to change. I need people fired. People need to be fired. Greg Roman, you need to go. David Culley, you need to go. James Urban, you need to go. You guys have not done your job. It's time to go. Do Baltimore a favor and just leave. Especially Greg Roman. Pack your things today and just go. Go before they have to fire you. Just go. And if you don't want to leave, John Harbaugh, it's up to you. You're gonna have to fire this dude. And at this point, what the way the situation is going to work, with the way that these receiving coaches haven't been able to develop these receivers at all, with the way James Urban has not been doing a great job with Lamar Jackson, because at this point it's year 3, and Lamar Jackson right now is not looking good. Of course, you got to look at the surroundings around him, but there are just times when Lamar Jackson just looks completely like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he completely looks out of it, like he's never thrown a football before. There are times when Lamar Jackson looks like that. Heck, there was a time he looked like that in this game. So, James Urban, you've had Lamar for 3 years. What have you done with him? What have you done for him? James Urban, you need to be fired too. Receiving coach, David Culley, you need to be fired because the receivers aren't doing anything. And Greg Roman, you definitely need to be fired. At this point, the fire may actually go to John Harbaugh, depending on what he does. And it will also go to Eric DeCosta. These two will be held to the fire, depending on what happens in the coming weeks. If Greg Roman is still here, if this coaching, first of all, DeCosta, if this coaching staff is still here, and the scout team as well, because they don't know how to scout a receiver worth a damn, if they're still here at the end of going into next season, if these same coaches are still here going into next season, you're going to be held to the fire because you're not doing your job. Simple as that. Simple as that. So DeCosta, I'm holding you for that. Get this coaching staff out of here. John Harbaugh, you can fire the coach. You can fire the offensive coordinator. You can get rid of him. You've done it before. You did this with Cam Cameron. You got him up out of here. You were tired of him. All right. Have you thought of Roman's replacement yet, or if he will be better? He's not going to be better. He's not going to change. He can't adapt. Everyone's been talking about what is it, Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs to try and get him in the offseason. But yeah, that would be the guy in terms of getting him afterwards. In terms of short term for trying to figure out this offense, I don't care who you got to put as the offensive coordinator. Get Greg Roman out of here. Get him out of here. What he's doing isn't working. Get him out of here. Now, in terms of James Urban and David Culley, you could save that for the offseason. You cannot fire the receiver coaches right now, and you can't fire James Urban right now. You can't do that. Honestly, if you're firing James Urban, at this point, Joshua Harris, Lamar Jackson's personal quarterback coach, you might as well hire him at this point. It would definitely help. Who do we put the lack of defensive heart on? Wink and play calling or the players? I'm putting it on the players because they just disappointed today. They didn't even execute. That touchdown by A.J. Brown was a disgrace. Where's the heart in stopping this dude? I'm not putting on all the players. Deshaun Elliott showed heart. Derek Wolfe showed heart. Bowser was out there showing heart. Malik Harris was showing heart. How do you stop? How do you let this man? You had him, and you can't even tackle? No, Wink cannot control whether or not these guys can tackle or not. It's on the players. Ah, man. Embarrassing. As for David Culley and James Urban, they have to stay to the end of the season. You cannot get rid of a quarterback coach and a receiver coach at this point. But Greg Roman, you can definitely fire an offensive coordinator right now. Get him out of here. He needs to be fired this week. Get him out of here. And if John Harbaugh continues to stay with him, if he continues to stay with him, he may be on the chopping block as well. Why does this Ravens team keep committing penalties? Because they're undisciplined. Simple as that. I feel like our DBs get hella weak against big top receivers and tight ends. They do low key. They do low key. Well, Humphrey doesn't really, but he just has moments where he doesn't show up. And this is one of those weeks where he didn't show up. As for Marcus Peters, everybody beats him. But yeah, I've ranted for about 40 minutes for the most part. I've said my piece. I'm gonna get into some of your questions about what you guys gotta say, because I've said as much as I can. Offense was embarrassing today at times. Defense needs to they most of them didn't have heart. We named the players who did. The players that showed up, they had heart. Coaching staff needs to be replaced at the end of the offseason, and Greg Roman needs to piss off now. No disrespect, but Derrick Henry owns your defense. Oh, he been on our defense. I'm not even shoot. He owns us. He always owns us. It's not even a surprise anymore. He owns us. So many teams own us, man. It's not even a surprise. All right, Patriots could not get a sack on Deshaun Watson, and that Rex Burkhead injury was crazy. Plus, Joe Burrow out for the season. That's sad. Crazy season. Never seen so many injuries in my whole life. Yeah, this season's been completely crazy, man. It's been completely crazy. Yeah, he also takes unnecessary risk and bites. Marcus Peters is a pain. If this same team shows up Thanksgiving, it's going to be a rough holiday. Oh, don't worry, man. I'm already ready for Thanksgiving. Let me tell you this. If we lose this game, I'm waving the white flag. I am going to go out and I'm going to buy a white flag and I'm going to wave it at the end of the game if we lose. You think you can win next week? Shoot, nope. Not right now. Not right now. Not with the way the team's playing. We're going to get completely destroyed on Thanksgiving. I wouldn't even be surprised. I told you last week, again, Tony Romo commentating is a bad luck charm. It can be a bad luck charm, but it can't stop these guys from having heart. They didn't show any heart, man. It's a rivalry. It can go anyway. It can definitely go anyway, but Ravens winning in Heinz Field with the way they're playing, good luck with that. Ravens won't make the playoffs, and it's their fault. Yeah, pretty much. If they continue to go down this path, they're going to miss the playoffs. And everyone wants to bring up the easy schedule, but you're forgetting that other teams in the AFC are winning. And you are now at 6-4. You are at 6-4. I don't care how easy our schedule is down the road. We can win those games. But how do you know these other teams that are winning right now don't continue to win? We could be on the outside looking in. 9 teams over 6 wins, 7 playoff spots. We're at 6-4 right now. Good luck making the playoffs with the way we're playing. Roman ain't the only problem. It's Harbaugh too. He's been leaving off that. He's been leaning off that Super Bowl since. You know what? That Super Bowl. I don't even know how he won that Super Bowl. At this point, I think someone needs to contact Joe Flacco, take away his Super Bowl MVP, and just give that to Jacoby Jones because we don't even get to the Super Bowl without him. That is a true miracle play. I don't even know how he made the Super Bowl, man. This team just loves to fold. But at least back in the day, we were so competitive, and that was the Ravens, man. The Ravens I grew up watching as a child, man, that was the Ravens. The Ravens I'm watching right now is a shell of its former self. You have more talent now than you had there, but you can't even pathetic. Pathetic. Do you think the Steelers have a legit chance of going 16-0? They got a good shot. I think they can pull off, but I'm not 100% sure they can. Eric Benemy wouldn't leave the Chiefs for another offensive coordinator job. He would leave for a head coaching job. You know what? If it takes anything to just fix this offense, if John Harbaugh's got to go and he's not willing to make the move, I don't care. Just get rid of Greg Roman, man. I'll wave the white flag too. I'm serious, guys. You might see me make a video at halftime. I might be in some store buying a white flag and telling you, let them lose this game. I'm like serious with this. All right. I'll be waving the white flag if the Titans lose the next 2 games. I don't think you guys are going to lose the next 2 games. This is the game you needed to get back on track. Tank the season. Just do it. I don't control that, but if they keep playing like this, you might as well tank the season. Prediction now. We lose to the Steelers 34-21. Wouldn't be surprised. At least if we don't make the playoffs, we can get good picks and do what with them? Get more defensive players and ignore the offense while we just pick some guy in the 3rd round and then say we're going to develop him over time? You know the usual. Stick a fork in Roman. He's done. He needs to go. He needs to go. Relax. Even if y'all lose, you can't trust the Browns as the 2nd seed. I think my Steelers will clinch the 1st seed in the division, but y'all will be 2nd. But here's the thing. I'm not worried about trying to make the whole thing. We're trying to fight for a playoff spot. You cannot trust the Browns or not. There are 9 teams with over 6 wins. Even if the Browns fall off, what's to say the Raiders don't keep winning? What's to say the Colts don't keep winning? What's to say the Titans don't keep winning? We're about to be on the outside looking in. I don't care what the Browns do. I'm trying to worry about what this team's doing, and we continue to lose. That's bad. Man. Oh man. How old are you? I'm 21, man. Nah, man. Flacco beasted out that year. Oh yeah, well, no, he no in the regular season, Flacco was somewhat average. His best year was 2014, but in the playoffs, yeah, he definitely beasted and feasted. But you got to give it to if Jacoby Jones doesn't make that catch in Denver, we're not getting a Super Bowl. Joe was better against the Patriots than Lamar all season. Joe has the magic number against the Patriots. He's always been great against them. It's just his teams failed him for some reason. I want Roman's head on a bike next to Ray's statue. If Dean Pease comes out of retirement, who would get him? Titans or Ravens? Why would we want him back? We have Wink Martindale for the most part. They're not giving up him. They're not leaving from Wink Martindale. If they let go of Dean Pease because of his conservative way of playing defense, they don't want to go that route anymore. Y'all wouldn't have won that Super Bowl if it wasn't for that kickoff return by Jacoby Jones because that was your last touchdown in the game. That's a good point. I'm saying, man, everyone looks at that Super Bowl and said Jacoby Jones probably should have get that, man. All right, man. Just we do not get a chance. We do not get a chance to go 16-0. Us getting into the playoffs totally. Yeah, you're gonna make the playoffs. I don't know about 16-0. Well, you can chalk it up to the Madden curse, but moving forward, the Madden curse can leave you to die, and it looks like we're going to be left for dead moving forward unless something happens. Raiders are going to get their asses kicked tonight. Well, I can't wait to see that game. That's going to be a good game. Chargers are killing the Jets 24-6. Go Chargers, go. Hopefully they don't have another. I hope the Chargers don't have another heartbreaking loss, but it's the Jets. They're going to win this game. If Mahomes and Henry were on the same team, that would be your nightmare. It'd be everybody's nightmare. I'm not the only. In fact, again, just because the Ravens have a problem with it, we're not the only ones we got to focus on. That's more of an AFC West type thing. That would be a Raiders nightmare more than the Ravens nightmare. Next week, Colts Titans. Who you got? If the Titans are back on track, they might be able to win this. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Ah, man. Lamar's 1-1 against New England. Good for him. Man, Pittsburgh says thank you. Man, you don't have to say thank you for anything. We could have won this game. It didn't matter. You guys won your game. As long as you guys keep winning, it don't matter. Jacoby Jones was the X factor in the Super Bowl one. No one can tell different. No question. No question. I promise you, y'all will make the playoffs. You already beat the Colts, and ultimately, I believe that's who you guys will be fighting for a spot with. It's not about making the playoffs. At this point, we believe they can still make the playoffs. Even at 6-4, we still believe they can make the playoffs. It's about actually trying to compete for a championship. What's the point of making the playoffs if you don't compete? We didn't come into this season expecting the team to only just make the playoffs. Lamar has not missed the playoff. He's not missed the playoffs since he's been in the league. So we expect the team to be in the playoffs. That's not the thing. We just want to win a championship. And right now, this is not the team that's going to win a championship. What are your thoughts on the Steelers right now? The Steelers are killing it, man. They're so balanced, man. That defense is one of the best, if not the best, in the league. And the offense is just so balanced. And Chase Claypool is the rookie of the year right now. The offensive rookie of the year got to go to Claypool. This guy is an absolute beast. The fact that we missed out on him is just a positive to him because everyone will be like, he'll be beasting with us. No, he wouldn't. Our coaches don't know how to develop him, nor do we know how to utilize receivers. Going to Pittsburgh was the best thing to happen for him, man. He would have been wasted on the Ravens. We should fire the entire coaching staff except for Harbs and get Katie Sowers. Costa also needs to be held accountable for the past drafts and free agencies. I got no problem with that. Something definitely need to change. If Ray Rice don't have the 4th and 29 miracle against the Chargers, without that, we wouldn't have even made the playoffs that year. That is true. That is true. Ray Rice definitely got to get credit. I don't even 4th and 29, and Joe Flacco checks the ball down. That just defines his career. But Ray Rice getting that was clutch. Oh man, I can't. The Ravens have kind of been trash lately. They continue to just fall. How long has it been since the Browns have had a better record than us or even above us in that division? Truly an embarrassment, but give the credit to the Browns. They finally listen to what everyone says. Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, run your offense through them. Baker doesn't have to do anything. Run your offense through them, you're going to win. And they're doing it right now, and they're killing it. Simple as that. Receivers are good in the Berg because of their receiving coaches too. Pittsburgh. Let me holler at you for a second. Listen, um, I know you guys have had some struggles with your secondary lately. Uh, that's something you definitely wanted to fix with your secondary. You kind of wanted to know the receiver, how we kind of are able to develop all our defensive backs for the most part, and how our secondary is always able to be elite. I know the Steelers have wanted to be able to fix that secondary for years, even though they got a great defense now. The secondary for the Steelers hasn't been where they want it to be, and I know if they can get it to where they want it to be, this defense will be unstoppable. So Pittsburgh, let me offer you this, okay? I know y'all want to fix y'all secondary. So how about this? We give you our secrets to how we can get these guys in terms of drafting our guys for the secondary. We give you that secret, and you tell us how to draft receivers. I think this is a fair exchange. You guys can fix your defense in your secondary, and we can finally get something going on offense in terms of drafting. Give us the secret to how you guys draft receivers. We will give you our secret to how we draft our secondary. I think that's a fair trade. I really think that's a fair trade. Because I think this is the one time I'm asking enemies to share with each other. We can help you guys fix your secondary. You can help us fix our receiving core. And then we can just go at it for who's the best. I think that's a fair trade. Don't you guys think that's Steelers fans? I think that's a fair trade. But, man, this is it's definitely been it's been somewhat of a tough day, but honestly, I'm not even nearly as mad as I should be. Because once they started playing like the 2017 Ravens, I felt just at home and I just got silent and watched the game, just waiting for us to lose. As Ravens fans, we probably want to root for KC at this point. Yeah, I'd rather watch Kansas City go to the Super Bowl than to watch Pittsburgh get to the Super Bowl. I can't see Pittsburgh in another Super Bowl, man. I've seen them in 3. I can't. I cannot. I cannot see them. Please, I can't let that happen. This still doesn't prove that charisma is. Oh, you talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about being a Yankees fan. I'm not going to give my talk about that. Cam would be good on this Ravens team. No, he would not. No, he would not be good on this Ravens team. They would give him the same receivers he's dealing with. The only difference is they wouldn't actually know how to scheme for these guys to get open. Cam would be constantly struggling without an offensive line. And at the end of the day, they would just screw Cam over. Cam would be wasted over here. Any other quarterback in the league will be wasted over here, just like we're wasting Lamar Jackson right now. You might, I don't want to see the Steelers in the Super Bowl. I cannot take it. Y'all gonna see me in if let me tell you, it's gonna be 2016. Thank the Lord I was not making videos in 2016 because the Christmas game on 2016, when Antonio Brown stretched his arm out to win and for the Steelers to win the division, I was in depression when I was sitting with my family. Then a couple weeks later, I had to sit back and watch the Patriots and the Steelers in the AFC Championship game. That was pure depression. I don't want to have to go through that again. And I make videos now, so I mean, y'all gonna have to see me go through that depression. Yes, you would. He's a better thrower than Lamar. I don't think you understand the problem. He can be the best thrower in the world. Our receivers don't catch, buddy. Lamar is not the best thrower in the world, but at least when the guy's open, he can hit him. Cam will hit the open receivers too. Problem is they're dropping the ball. They're not protecting Lamar. They're not protecting Lamar. The receivers aren't getting any separation. And when they do, they're gonna drop the passes. You put Cam in the exact same situation, they're not gonna make any improvement. And everyone's gonna be looking like, why can't this team get it together and help Cam out? He would not be in a better situation. We'd probably have a similar record, but nah, Cam would not be better in this offense than Lamar. He'd be struggling just like Lamar because this team as a whole is failing him. Oh, man. What was your reaction to the 2000 Super Bowl? That was just dominant. That was one of the greatest defenses of all time. I was too young I wasn't even watching football. I was way too young to even remember the 2000 defense, but it was a great time, man. I wish we had the 2000 defense right now. Steelers secondary had 4 picks today. I believe the Steelers were struggling to replace Troy. They never found that splash playmaker at safety until week 3 last year. They'll always have a front. It's really the secondary that they got to fix. I mean, the secondary is not bad, but it's not what the Steelers want it to be right now. But they're still good. Shout out to Lamar because every time he gets on the field, he comes another damn. Oh, every time he gets on the field, here comes another damn penalty, sending him back the other way. Every time the offense steps on the field, a penalty is going to happen for no reason. Ravens winning next week. If they don't, somebody's going to be fired. Somebody needs to be fired tonight. Like, fire somebody. Fire somebody. Imagine a quarterback with Lamar's speed and Mahomes' arm. That's deadly. That's deadly. That's really deadly. The depression would be funny while I'm sitting over here cheering back in 2016. of the AB touchdown. I don't like AB anymore because yeah, I know about what happened with Antonio Brown. Jim Harbaugh is better than his brother John. I don't even at this point. You might as well argue that. You probably say that. At this point, it don't really matter. I was 2 when we had that defense. I wish I was older. I wish I could truly appreciate that moment. Why does Hollywood Brown complain about not getting the ball, but he always drops it when Lamar throws to him? What can I say? What can I say? That's what Hollywood's doing. What can we say about Hollywood? Embarrassing. If Ravens make the playoffs, we're getting murked. We're getting murked by any team we see. I think the Colts can run it back on us, and they'll be like, nah, we're going to hold you off in the second half. We got shocked by how you were playing, but we're going to hold you off in the second half. Broncos are beating the Dolphins 13-10. Don't worry about it. Dolphins going to come back. It's all cool. Imagine the Steelers 10-0 and the Ravens 6-4. I'm not surprised. That Steelers defense was one of the best in the league, and they went 8-8. You give them back Ben Roethlisberger that's throwing the ball well, and you give them a receiver like Chase Claypool who's going off right now, and they got weapons all around. Them being 10-0, plus you look at their schedule, I'm not surprised to see it. I see Steelers versus Chiefs in the AFC Championship game as of right now. Don't see anyone better than those two teams. Oh yeah, happy birthday to Juju, man. He's we could. You know, I'm not even mad. We got Humphrey over Juju. Not even mad about that. So it is what it is. Do you think our defense always blows up at the end? If so, we need to focus on that. Our defense. The problem is we always try to put this focus on the defense and we never fix our offense. Then for some reason we'll have a year where the defense does great and we just keep everybody and we run it back. Then the next year we'll come back with these guys and then injuries start to happen. Our defense doesn't always blow up in the end, but for some reason, one year they'll be great. Next year, injuries start to happen. At some point, we got to just focus on the offense and just have hope for the defense. This has to be a new record for you. Most people in the chat. I don't know. I don't really keep up with that. Whether it's 5 people, 10 people, I just interact and have fun with you guys here. I appreciate anyone for tuning in. I appreciate all you guys. Dez is going to get more playing time after this game. I hope so. He was actually doing something. Hollywood out here doing the Nelson Aguilar challenge. Oh my God, he definitely is. If the Packers, the Chiefs defense, they're great. They're fantastic. If the Packers keep it up, the Titans will be back on top of the AFC South by the end of the night. Oh yeah, the Colts are struggling. Yeah, the Packers should probably win that game. The Eagles really gonna be like 4-11-1 and make the playoffs. Yep, they will. Juju and Hayden better get well for Thursday. We're going to need them. Shoot, you could probably miss them and you'll still be fine. I'll take Hollywood and Pittsburgh next year. I don't think we'll pay Juju next year, and I think we'll pay TJ and Minka. Ravens need to target Juju. We're not gonna. We would waste Juju's talent here. And you take Hollywood. You could take Hollywood over there. He's going to thrive because you actually know how to develop receivers. We don't. Embarrassing. Just embarrassing. Man, Tua's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, now that Burrow, I don't know the condition on Burrow, but it looks like he's gonna be out for the season. And Tua's definitely gonna take it. NFC East doesn't even count anymore. They really don't. They really don't, for the most part. Not good when the Ravens have the Steelers on Thursday and they go to OT. We're screwed. Dez better than Hollywood. He played better than Hollywood today. I agree. Lamar Jackson can't force deep throws with the receiving core. We need somebody like Galladay for that. You need a big physical receiver if you're going to throw the deep ball because that's a 50-50 ball for the most part, especially when it's one-on-one coverage. Unless the dude's open the way Andrew was, you're not going to be able to force that ball down the field like that. It's sad to see Kyler is better than Lamar for sure. Would you take Kyler? I love Lamar, but it's facts, man. Would I take Kyler over Lamar? You could take either or, but at the same time, I can't put everything on Lamar. Look at the situation Kyler's dealing with the weapons and stuff, and look at the situation that's going on with the Ravens. I think both of them have the same record at 6-4. One's throwing to a top 5 receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got weapons there as well. Other is dealing with the crumbling offensive line, receivers that can't catch, and an offensive coordinator that's not building to his strengths and doesn't really know what he's doing in terms of play calling. Yet both teams are 6-4. So I don't know. I don't know if you put Kyler here, we'll do better. But at the same time, Kyler's running a different offense from Lamar. You could take either or, but I'm gonna stick with Lamar, man. Man. Ever since he got hurt before the playoffs, Mark Ingram just been trash. Yeah, I think age has caught him. Age plus that injury's caught up with him. We need to trade every wide receiver we have and fire every coach and move to another. If the Ravens lose to the Steelers, it's a wrap for the season. I'm just going to wave the white flag and say Super Bowl hopes are gone, even if you do make the playoffs. The Bengals need an offensive line. We've been saying it for weeks. We've been saying it for weeks that If the Bengals don't give him an offensive line, they're gonna ruin his career. And he's out for the season. Well, looks like they're already gonna waste Burrow, and he's already dealing with this. We would waste every receiver. Ravens can't get this right after 25 years. Fire these guys and get the right people that know what they're doing. Browns 7-3, Ravens 6-4. Browns fans, congratulations. This is what I love about the Browns this year. I love the Browns this year. They understood Baker Mayfield is not the way they're going to win. You've got two beasts in the backfield, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Run your offense through them. Run the football with both these amazing backs. Let that pioneer your offense and make it easier for Baker Mayfield. Since they've done that, man, they've been a great team. I don't know how far they can go if they make the playoffs, but they have definitely looked like a great team. When we meet them in a couple weeks, they're probably going to smoke us unless we improve, but I don't see that happening. I got a feeling the Steelers going to blow out the Ravens. Wouldn't be surprised. Also, Lamar's throws aren't too accurate, but are good enough mostly. Yeah, well, at this point, good enough is not enough because he's an MVP. And if he doesn't make those improvements, that's an indictment on him, and that's an indictment on his coach. Bengals going to give this guy the Luck treatment. Don't remind me of Andrew Luck. I miss Andrew Luck so bad. If they ruin another great career, Cincinnati's going to be another team that needs to fall. What did I tell you, bro? I said we were going to lose the Titans and fire Greg Roman. Is he fired? Well, I mean, yeah. The Titans are gone, but is Greg Roman actually fired? No, I don't think he's fired yet. I'd have to go check on that. But yeah, definitely was not surprised to see us lose this game. I was not very confident. I said if we slow them down, we could win 23-20. Otherwise, we were going to lose in overtime or get beaten. I was shocked that King Henry broke records and won this game for the Titans. Not even surprised. Not even surprised with the way we missed Calais Campbell and Brandon Williams. I was expecting this. You're not the only one that's hurt. My Pats lost 27-20. We out of the playoffs. I don't know. I may still have a chance, but I don't know. Good on the Texans. They kind of needed that, but both those teams kind of, I don't know. Their season looks pretty much over. The Ravens head coach holding Lamar back, keep running this high school offense. We need to fire some people ASAP. Yeah, at this point, everyone's like, well, you give him more complex offense. Lamar Jackson ain't gonna be able to do it. How is he supposed to grow then? If we're not challenging him, how is he supposed to grow? If you're giving him the same basic stuff, we're not winning a Super Bowl like this. How are we supposed to grow? And how is he supposed to grow as a quarterback if you're not challenging him? That's why we got to get these coaches out here. They don't know how to challenge their players. Get these coaches out of here running this same old scheme that's not going to work. Ravens are a defensive-minded franchise. Yeah, they've always been that. Should have traded for Marshawn Lattimore in the trade deadline. It definitely would have helped out. Yeah, our defense isn't bad. We're just injured. So the defense has never been bad for the most part. I got Mahomes going for 130, one touch. That's not happening. I'm hoping they fire Greg. JK is looking great, but the team's so dumb they don't want to use him right. They want to just keep alternating between backs instead of just focusing on sticking with their main back and then having the second guy and the third guy. Great job, guys. If Greg Roman gets fired, it's equivalent to winning the Super Bowl at this point. Pretty much. At this point, I'll just be happy, man. I'll be like Stephen A. Smith when he was talking about what? Kwame Brown. Back in the day when Kwame Brown was gone from the Lakers, he was like, the city of Los Angeles should be celebrating even if they don't win a championship. That's how I'm going to feel at the end of this, man, if we fire Greg Roman. The Ravens are really not an offensive team. They need to learn to be an offensive team if we want to compete in this era. Defense ain't going to cut it all this point. You're going to need defense in the Super Bowl, but if you can't score points, you're not beating a team like the Chiefs. And you're not going to be able to handle a defense like the Steelers. I just realized you guys are third in the AFC North. Yeah, the Browns won their game today, so they're a game ahead of us. Just remember that we drafted Hollywood over DK. An embarrassment. We drafted Hollywood over AJ Brown, so that's also pathetic, and he destroyed us late in the game. Greg Roman called a good game plan, but it's still a dumb place. He needs to go. He just needs to go. Something needs to change, and he has to be the one to go. If you fire everybody, who do you expect to take y'all to glory? No, in terms of this season, for most of us, I think we're about come to terms that we're not winning the Super Bowl this year. I think we were about at that place. All we're really hoping for is a miracle, but we're at that place where we're content with understanding that this team is not winning a Super Bowl for the most part, not with the way they are. And no, it's not all Greg Roman's fault. We know that, But something's got to change. And again, he has shown the inability to adapt. Every single loss has not been his fault, but consistently he has not been well as an offensive coordinator. And his the play calling and the scheming is still the same from last year. He has not shown the ability to adapt. It's the same thing he did in San Francisco. It's the same thing he did in Buffalo. He's got to go. It's not all his fault, but he's got to go. Somebody's got to take the bullet. Greg Roman's got to go. We need Lamar's college head coach. I'll take. Oh my God, his college head coach would definitely help out. His college head coach actually challenged him. We're not challenging Lamar right now with this offense. You snake, your Ravens cost us Titans Jalen Brown for the entire year. I apologize. I can't. We can't control injuries. We can't control it. I don't control injuries. The Ravens don't control injuries. It sucks that so many injuries are happening today. Burrow's tore his ACL and he's out. Oh my God. Oh my God. What's up, Darren? The Steelers are a very important game for y'all because a loss basically makes you guys a wild card team. It doesn't basically make us. At this point, we're basically a wild card team. Win or lose that game, we're still going to be a wild card team. But losing that game could possibly severely hurt our chances at making the playoffs. The problem the Bengals have right now is the O-line. It's always been the O-line. He has weapons. He's got an offense, but they can't protect him. They can't protect him. I think we run the table from here. Yeah, good luck with that. Maybe we should say that after the Pittsburgh game. We run the table and go 11-5. That's why I say hire North Turner. I'll take him. Honestly, I'll take him. Honestly, I want to see more Dez. He's a playmaker. Go tell that to the Ravens coaching staff. They're not going to use him more often. Trevor Lawrence over Lamar Jackson. I'm fine. I'll stick with Lamar. It was a physical game, and they just wore down our defense. We shouldn't have been in that situation. Our offense disappointed our defense. Another week, another loss. Not even surprised, Darren. I expected this. Steelers can't expect to turn the ball over repeatedly, especially against the Chiefs. You think the Ravens go into the playoffs? At this point, I'm not even sure. If they lose to Pittsburgh, my belief in them going to the playoffs dramatically falls. Even with the schedule, because everyone else in the AFC is winning right now, and we continue to lose. Diz is our number one at this point. I wouldn't mind that. Hollywood been playing too many video games. This man got a PS5 and an Xbox Series X. Maybe he should focus on trying to catch the football instead of playing video games. Maybe that's what he should be doing. But then again, hey, Hollywood's a professional, man. I hope he can get it together. In all honesty, as much as we want to take shots at Hollywood, if he doesn't get it together and make plays, we're not going anywhere on offense, especially with down the field passing. So he needs to get it together. And maybe it's Greg Roman holding him back. I don't know. Greg Roman just needs to go, man. You see what Norm did for Cam? Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in. He did wonders for Cam. Let's see if we can get him. I feel like they signed Dez for attention. They're not even using him the way they should. Chargers are up 30-13. I hope they blow them. I hope they blow the roofs off of them. Low key, if the Ravens get in the playoffs as a wild card, they can make some noise. They're not going to make noise with. I don't matter who they face off with. If they face off with the Titans, they're going to lose again. If they face off with the Colts, they might lose. They might mess around and lose that game. The Ravens aren't built for the playoffs right now. This is a soft team. Even if they lose to the Steelers, they should still be 11-5 or 10-6, which should get them a wild card, especially with 3 wild card spots. They'll probably make the playoffs, but that's probably it. They're not going anywhere. This team is not built to win a championship right now. I don't even say the Ravens are top. Yeah, the Ravens are not top 10. They've fallen out of the top 10. DeAndre Hopkins or Tyler Lockett and why? I'm taking You know what? Hopkins is the top wide receiver, but Lockett is always clutch. You know what? I'm going to take DeAndre Hopkins on any day, but I'll pick Tyler Lockett if I get Russell Wilson because their connection is perfect. Greg Roman has hurt Marquis' development. Only go routes unacceptable, but he's still a Robin and not a Batman. They can't even use him properly. I'm a Titans fan, but y'all still a good team, man. It was a hard-fought game for 2 teams. Could have gone both ways. Yeah, it could have. But, we're a good team, but being a good team was not enough to win the AFC, man. Low-key, they've been playing trash right now. They probably saved their best play in the play. I doubt that. This Ravens team doesn't save anything. If they would have, they wouldn't have actually lost that playoff game if they were really saving the best for last or something like that. You took that 2 weeks off. You should have had – you know what? Let me not even talk about last year. Steelers have to go 6-0 because the Chiefs are going to go 15-1. Probably. How the hell you go from a top 3 to not even being top 10 in like 6 weeks? Injuries, failure at execution, embarrassment, disappointing play from players, and just pathetic coaching. The Ravens need to be more like the Patriots. Do your job type team. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Imagine going 15-1 and playing in the wild card. There's only one. It's only one. They took away the 2 bye weeks. They only give one, so that's gonna be tough. But it is what it is. The Ravens team played all their cards already. They got the only card they got left is the fire card, which they have not used yet. I honestly picked the Ravens to win today. Titans shocked me. We got a ton of injuries, just like y'all. Yeah, you guys are a more disciplined team than us, which I don't know. A lot of people say the Titans are not disciplined right now, and if that's the case, that says a lot for what the Ravens are. When Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett, when are Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett getting me? I keep saying that, bro. Sierra, watch your mans because the chemistry between Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett is too good. It's too good. We definitely need to fire Greg Roman. Yeah, prayers up to Joe Burrow. It sucks that happened to him. I'm just disgusted with the Bengals for not being able to protect this man. Imagine eating Thanksgiving food and watching the Steelers lose on Thanksgiving. Oh, it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blast. At least they gave the ball to JK. Yeah, too late. You know they should have been doing that in the first half. They waited to the second half to give it to him. But now let's just keep it. Let's give it to Ingram in the first half. Let him come in on first down. Ravens paid all the money on defense for them to get destroyed by the Chiefs and Titans. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Eric DeCosta right now is failing. John Harbaugh is also failing. This coaching staff is failing. Everybody else is failing pretty much. Ravens are an undisciplined, sorry excuse. Yeah, Ray. Oh, wait. Yeah, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed would never. Yonder would also never. Yeah, when you don't have a voice in the locker room, this is what's going to happen. Funny enough, Lamar Jackson was actually the guy in the huddle trying to pump this team up just for them to go out there and lose to the Titans. So, yeah, there's no vocal leader on this crew. There's no vocal leader that can inspire this team. The Bengals and the Ravens love wasting talent. That's what they do, man. They love wasting talent. That wouldn't be a good Thanksgiving for me to watch my Steelers lose to our most hated rival. Y'all not gonna lose most likely. What's up with Lamar this year? Is it his play or teams just figuring him out, or is the O line not protect him? It's a mix of a lot of things. One, Lamar Jackson in some cases has regressed because it's less about regressing and more about him just not living up to the MVP status. Part of that is the reason. Another part is his offensive line's terrible, can't protect him. Another part of the reason is his receivers can't get any separation, and when they get open, they drop open passes. And a big part of that has to deal with Greg Roman running the exact same playbook from last year, not making any changes, running the same schemes, and not challenging Lamar Jackson to be a better quarterback. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to have the rap birds for Thanksgiving. I wouldn't be eating rat on Thanksgiving, but hey, it's going to be some sweet rap for you guys. Where's the voice in the locker room? We don't have any. We have no voice in the locker room. There's no voice with the coaches. There's no voice with the players. Simple as that. Hi, Ravens need a lot of things. They need more than just a number one receiver. They need a lot of things. So when we beat the Steelers, are we a good team or bad team? I don't even know if we're gonna beat the Steelers. So you know what, Terrence, if we beat the Steelers on Thanksgiving, ask me that question again, and I'll have some sort of an answer. But right now, I cannot honestly say we're gonna win. If Lamar throws 2 interceptions and no touchdowns at any point next week game, they're sending in the backup. At this point, send in RG3. If Lamar continues to just play like trash, which he didn't play like trash today, but if he just embarrasses himself, he might as well just send in RG3. Chiefs are probably going to end up number 1, so we might be at Pittsburgh in the playoffs, and anything can happen in the fiery playoff game. Yeah, all we can do is hope. All we can do is hope. The Ravens need that general on the field. We don't have any of those right now. Either we have guys that are too young to be that general that could step up at some point, or the guys we have just don't have it in them. Lamar got to step up and be more vocal. I know he's a little shy, but this team needs somebody to rally with. He got to do better out here. I think that Lamar is not down. Dumb shows like he Bobby between the. Oh, yeah, he needs a challenge. Somebody needs to challenge Lamar Jackson. And he was vocal today in the huddle. He was actually the one in the huddle that was the one speaking, but didn't do anything for them. Is Harbaugh's time up in Baltimore? If he's the head coach, if he can't fix this, I can't see him staying for long. Probably not this season, but like if this spirals out of control and we start to slowly fall, oh man, Harbaugh will be gone soon. I'm happy the Ravens didn't get DeAndre for the offseason because they would have held him back in this offense. Everybody would be they would be wasted on this offense. It's impossible trying to fill the hole. Steelers receiving core is underrated. We need whatever coaching staff or scouting team the Steelers have, we need one of those guys to come over to Baltimore. What do you think the Ravens' final record will be? At this point, it's slowly dropping, maybe 11-5, maybe 10-6. I don't know. Harbaugh doesn't like alpha dogs. Remember, him and Ed didn't get along. That's why we haven't won anything since Ed Reed left and Ray Lewis retired. That's why we haven't been winning playoff games. We need an alpha here, and if he's not willing to accept that, he needs to leave. Ravens' offensive line is a lackluster ever since Ronnie Stanley's injury. The Dolphins will figure it out. They're down 20-10, but they'll figure it out. Tua will make that 10. He's gonna make that comeback. Tua's built like that, so it's all good. He should have been gone after 2017 Tyler Boyd loss. He should have been gone. Lamar Jackson saved his job in 2018. I agree with you, but when you say if Lamar keeps playing bad, start RG3, I don't agree with it. Yeah, I'm not. I'm just joking around. I'm not really thinking they're gonna start RG3 at this point. Lamar's just gonna have to play through this. You cannot just throw in somebody else. Just at this point, putting RG3 in is just gonna throw him to the fire. Lamar's just gonna have to fight his way through the season. At this point, I don't know what to say. Oh, it's so hard trying to fill the holes of Yon and Stanley. Yeah, but we're failing with that. Lamar is going to get hurt if he keeps running almost every play. It could happen. That's why the Chiefs won a Super Bowl because they have vocal leaders on the team. We have no vocal leaders. That's why we won the Super Bowl in 2012. We had vocal leaders. Lamar is the only reason Greg Roman has a job. Pretty much. Ah, man, guys. With that being said, it's been a long day. It was a tough game. I appreciate you guys stopping by for the stream. This has been a frustrating time, man. It's been a frustrating time. It's been a frustrating time. But 6-4, season ain't over yet, but we'll see what happens on Thanksgiving. A short week for Baltimore, and they're playing like this. We're in trouble. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys stopping by for the stream. We'll definitely be talking about this. Most likely tomorrow, I'll be talking about the Ravens and then preparing for the Thanksgiving game. But it is what it is. We were 6-4 last year and won a Super Bowl. Well, we have to get some vocal leaders here, man. But we don't have any right now. Some of these guys step up. Changes need to be made. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate the support. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. And that's all I got. I'm out of here, man. Peace.